Be careful, Merkin. People will think you're up to something. Hello! At last we're here. It's Mage Rage in March. First week of March. And I've been taking forever to get round to putting a commentary to this. I played it earlier in the week. Here we are, choosing spells, revealing, mining, blink, levitation and annihilation. All the better, we think, to fight those zombies. Yes, the special feature is zombies that can kill you in one hit. What are we collecting? Crying obsidian? Should get that from a rune portal. Hay bale, brain coral block. Mind out the way, Enderman. A birch sapling. Good old birch. 16 red wool. A lily of the valley. Always hard to find. A book. Just a book. A jack-o'-lantern. And finally, a bucket of cod. Okay. Should it cause us problems? It doesn't look... It looks a medium sort of one. There's no necessary huge biome hunting and no trip to the nether unless we can... Well, unless we can't find a rune portal. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting on with the normal starty things. I'm going to be very wary of zombies, I think. I think that's the main thing. It's not something that changes the game enormously, the fact that zombies can kill you in one hit, because, I mean, what are you doing letting the zombies hit you in the first place? It's something I try to avoid. But they always get a tap in, don't they? You know, if you go in and try and melee them, usually you hit them and they hit you at the same moment, so it's not something you really want to do. Oh look, I found a little bit of iron, a bit of luck. As I'm getting my stone, there's iron there. Not much of it, I can see. Just one. So it's no use for anything so far. As we get underway and get the basic tools and things, which I've still decided to make. I've decided to make always, even though half the time I end up not using any of them. There's always one of the basic tools that I end up not having bothered using at all. Look, ocean out there. Oh, I'm too distracted by a big cave. Don't really need to go caving very much this time. Now, the spells I've chosen, at the start I'm thinking synergies between certain spells. There's, you know, revealing and mining go together to do that ore locator, and revealing and blink go together to give you night vision. But as it's turned out from that collection, I'm not going to be doing much mining. Now, I could, when it comes to night time, if I remember, I could get round to giving myself night vision. But let's see. Usually what happens is things get into your mind. Look, I've got my birch sapling already, right at the start. So the one that could trip you up has not worried me in the slightest. Now, there's a dragon. Oh, he's just taking off as I look at him. So I'm not going to be getting a ride. Now, what I've done with this video is I've sped the whole thing up very slightly in order to fit it all into one episode. And anytime I'm doing travelling around, I've sped it up a lot. So you don't have to wait for me to arrive in a new place. Right. Now, I know from playing various little challenges and things that we've been set. Rick, for example, the portal, the nether speed run, the one gets to the nether as fast as you can, that these little stone beaches are pretty useful places for finding things like coal especially, but also iron in 1.18. Notice I'm actually playing in, notice you can't see this, but I'm actually playing in 1.18.1, even though 1.18.2 has just come out, I think, by the time I'm playing this. But I think all of the, well, I wasn't sure whether the data pack would work with 1.18.2 anyway. It probably does. It probably kicks up a warning. But nothing serious. But things like, what's the name of it? Sodium that I use on fabric instead of Optifine nowadays. I didn't think that was going to be out for 1.18.2 yet. I think it is now, as I'm recording this, as I'm recording the commentary. Right, okay, getting on with things. That was a hilarious fail of trying to see if I could mine and get all of my crafting tools. It not only completely failed, but it ended up with me picking up that egg that I don't want as well, while I went to retrieve them all. Okay, I've got my bucket of water and I'm after a cod. They're sea fish, aren't they? So I'm in the ocean. And the dolphin's helping me along. Are you a cod? Hello, sir. Gloop. Yes, I've got the bucket of cod. Right. That was a bit of a fail of trying to blink up onto the surface, onto the land. But there we go. I'm I suppose 6-7 minutes in into my run, and I've got a couple of items collected, so that's not too bad going. And it's more than that. It's getting near nightfall, so it must be nearly 10 minutes in. Right, looking around now. What am I looking for in particular? Lily of the Valleys in amongst the trees? I think so, because what do I need? Let me check my list. I need pumpkins. I've completely forgotten about needing a book. And oh, there's a witch on her ride after me. Now, this is my first taste of danger. I've come down here and landed in a field, and if there's any zombies around, I'm easy meat for them. The other thing I should be looking out for is the Coral Sea, but I don't think I've got that on my mind yet. Aha! A ruined portal is something I absolutely want. So come on, let's get in here. And there's some crying obsidian, so I can mine that. Bloink. Running the risk of dropping it straight into some lava, but it looks like this one is a dry ruined portal. No pools of lava around the bottom of it or anything like that. I look at the gold, don't particularly want gold. Golden apple though. Yeah, I would have taken the gold if I'd intended flying a lot, like with healing. But of course you need a shrine. I would need a shrine because I haven't chosen healing this week. Yes, so there's gold. The only other real purpose of the gold would be for going to the nether, and I'm not going to the nether, especially now I've found the crying obsidian already. Right, looking out there in the ocean to see are any of you waters out there likely to have coral in them. I can see some lighter patches in the distance, so I'm swimming there again, wishing I had a shrine, because then I could have the water spell and really speed my progress through here. But no, I'm just going to have to hover my way across there on... look, this one, it actually looks like a tiniest coral sea, but it's not. As I get over it, I realise it's not a coral sea at all. It's a ruin, an underwater ruin. So that's no use to me. So I'm off this way instead. Okay. Speeded up. Travelling bits. Oops. Hello. Is someone trying to impale me, or was that me just starting to drown a bit? I think someone did hit me, didn't they? Anyway, better off out of the water. Look, over on your left. Pumpkins. Now, can I risk it? Can I risk it going in amongst all of the killer zombies? Ouch, killer skeletons, it turns out. Hello, creepers. And, yeah, there's a zombie a bit close to these pumpkins for my liking. So I'm trying a bit of a circling round route. But I've got it, and I'm up in the air. And I want to catch my breath. So, up into a treetop. Nice big treetop. And let's heal up. Throw out the rubbish. And I should be able to make my pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern now. As soon as I've got a torch, should be able to put the pumpkin down and shear it, and then put the torch inside, and that'll be me with a jack-o'-lantern, which is another one of the items. There we go. 4th item collected. Now I'm probably... Okay, I was going to say I'm probably taking stock and reading my list at this moment, but it looks like what I'm doing is throwing out rubbish and healing up a little bit, or just making sure my food bar is full. Now, what am I looking for next? Is it the Lily of the Valley? Lily of the Valley and the... You've forgotten about hay bale. Ah, there's a village over there. Now, if I go to that village, will I get a hay bale? Also, is that a bunch of sheep? A flock? There's quite a few sheep here. So, having got the red dye in the early stages, yes, I'd forgotten. I'd packed it away all that time ago. I can start shearing a few sheep until I've got 16 wool. I think I was probably under the misapprehension right at the start that you coloured wool by just surrounding a red dye with white wool. But of course you don't. You've never done that. That spider seems to be very upset with me, so I'm using a bit of melee annihilation on him. Which worked after a time. He's not... It doesn't do the maximum of damage, does it? Anyway, so I'm playing games with an Enderman. Whoa! Hang on, what's that? It's a shrine! Is it up there? Is it down here? Oh, shrine! Now, what was it I was saying I could have done with? I could have done with water, maybe healing. So there were certainly things, so I'm now going furiously mad, digging through the rock, trying to see whether the sound gets louder as I get nearer to it. Is it down here? Is it getting louder or quieter? It's not doing anything while you're standing still. Keep going. Keep digging. Do something. Come on then. Waiting for the mining spell. Of course, yeah, I could. Do you think it would show up? No, it wouldn't show up. Yeah, I'm trying to do revealing to see whether... Yeah. Oh yeah, revealing. I totally forgot I could place lanterns with my revealing. But then again, I haven't needed to do any mining up until this moment. So the first mining I've done, really, apart from that. Well, no, I got all my iron right on the surface, I think. So that was I was trying to be smart there. and jumping down a hole and avoiding the tiniest bit of damage by blinking just before I landed. There goes someone who happily walks into all kinds of hurt and takes full damage the rest of the time. And now this time I'm... Okay, let's look up on top. Was it actually up? Look, there's particles but no shrine. What's going on? I'm baffled for a moment. Yes, it really was an invisible shrine, but it works. That's normal. I've now got the ability to change spells, and now I can't remember what I actually wanted to change. The sky's getting darker and darker. That looks like we're probably having an actual thunderstorm, but I'm in an area where you don't get any rain, so that's a no-no round here then. Okay. Come on then. Be a mage. Well, that didn't work at all, did it? It mined a bit of their farm. Okay, so we've got hay bales. There is the thunder. I'm hearing it coming along now. We're going to get mobs aplenty around here, which is kind of interfering with me trying to finish off my shearing of the sheep. Look at the number of zombies that there are around here. Ouch, I'm being shot by a skelly. Those are the one-hit zombies. Watch out for them. Okay, I only need the one more. Do I need the one more? No. Ah. Right, I think I need a couple more wool. Or, yes, I still need 2 more wool. I've decided to take advantage of my golden apple just to get myself completely healed up after I was taking far too much damage. But as it is, it's now bright sunshine. All of the zombies and most of the skellies have burned up. There's one hiding, sheltering under my tree, I think. And, okay, off we go. You've got probably one more sheep to shear. It feels like I've slowed down a little bit at this moment. Oh, hang on a minute. Serendipity. I've gone into the only village house that I've been into, and it turns out to be a library. So I've torn down one of his bookshelves. Hope you don't mind, sir. He said. And there we go. There's the book that I needed. So I'm now getting quite near the end of the collection. I've just sheared that sheep. That gave me 2 wool. That's all the 16. So I've now got 7 out of 9 items. I need the Lily of the Valley and the Brain Coral. Oh, don't you hate it when Blink sends you flying right into the landscape and you become part of it? What are you doing? Oh, you still got... No, I still needed 1 wool. I actually hadn't finished the wool. So I went and got 1 more red dye. And in the time it took, the last sheep ate grass, grew its red wool. And that was the end of that anyway. And it just made a fool of me for bothering to go and get the extra red dye. So... in the end, it's been a very profitable place to be, just around that village, which I went to because I found the pumpkins. I saw the pumpkins there, and I went then on in search of the village and found a shrine and sheep. So it's been quite a profitable place to have landed, really. Now I'm running wildly through the trees because I'm thinking that somewhere in these trees there will be some Lily of the Valleys. And there probably are, but I'm not seeing them. I'm running in and out, and probably will see 5 or 6 of them out of the corner of my eye that I never spotted. But no, looks like I've finished running through the trees. The trees have run out. Okay, so what about coral? Is this the ocean just here? Starting? There's a little rock pool. It's interesting, it's got lighter water in it. Does this mean it's warm ocean? I've not got biomes visible. Which is the way that Mage Rage is normally played, of course. Is that same portal that I went to earlier and got my crying obsidian? I honestly can't remember. So anyway, let's look out to sea. Maybe it's the other direction, because I went along the coast from right to left earlier. But now let's look out this way. And the thought has suddenly hit me. I was in a shrine a few minutes ago. So I can now change spells. I can have that water spell. So let's change out the Annihilation into water. And I can go swimming at speed. Look at that. And listen to all the bubbly noises, and they're not me running out of breath. Okay, now this is much sped up because it really would have got boring with me. Yeah, that's the little patch of underwater ruin that I think I was looking at earlier. I think I'm retracing my steps in doing all of this, but I'm wondering if over there in the distance, in the area that I haven't explored yet, is that perhaps where the Coral Sea is? Saw a zombie silhouette. And there's another one, a bit more than a silhouette, but I'm too fast for you guys. I can outswim any of you. And I really need to use a combination of levitation and water travelling, because I can get the view, the long distance view from up above, and then while I'm swimming fast I can make ground. There we go, that's better. Does anything look like Coral Sea up there? To be honest, I'm not sure. The watercolour changes. Oh, oops, I've made a water ball of myself in mid-air. Impressive, although not very useful. That was an accident. Okay, if I needed to say. Right, I've had enough of that now. I've decided to start looking for a lily of the valley instead, which is a bit risky because there's zombies and skeletons out here in the night. Whoops! One-hit zombies, run away! Lots of one-hit, and one-hit creepers as well. Creepers are always one hit. Hello, 3 creepers and a skelly. You certainly get the mobs spawning, don't you, in 1.18. There's no shortage of hostiles when you're out there. Right, what about this little tiny patch of trees up here? No, I do not think I'm going to see. No, look, honestly, there's no lily of the valleys here. It's probably not even forest, is it? Just a patch of trees. Okay, what about further away? Let's keep going. Yeah, over there where there's some birch on a hill by the edge of this mesa. What about up here? I'm looking for the glints of white through the trees that would mean... Oh dear. That's a glint of green and blue through the trees of zombiness. Run! Run through the trees. If you hear any zombie sounds, just take off or something. Right, I'm still not seeing any lily of the valley. It's turning into quite a search, isn't it? Considering it's just a ordinary plant that you might find anywhere, I'm just not seeing it. Ooh, there's some bad boys out there. Pumpkins! Look at all the pumpkins! I don't know where I am in relation to spawn, to be honest. Ah, look, 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 look! I've seen them. There we go. And take off. And let's sit up here for a moment and think about where I am. Oh, look, I'm 800 blocks away from spawn. I really have travelled. So maybe I want to get back to spawn, and maybe the Oh look, you sir. Hello. Whoa, he was truly lethal, wasn't he? At least I can say I've met one of the killer zombies now. Now, having been back at spawn, is the ocean that leads to the Coral Sea likely to be off in this direction? No, that's a big load of lakes, isn't it? Or out here. Now, isn't this where I went already? Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But let's go. Water speed. Water speed. You travel fast, but you can't see where you're going underwater. And then when you levitate, you can see where you're going, but it really doesn't take you across the water very fast. Okay, so what's out here? Ah, look over on your left-hand side. I can see coral. Now, once you get there, all you've got to do is remember what a brain coral looks like, and you'll have this one finished. So here we go. This pink one here, maybe. It was indeed, and a quite quick run. Oh look, and I just got aloft in time to see the creeper face in midair. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again next week. Bye.